Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. For Black Ops 6 in Warzone, today is officially an update day. We have the TMNT update fully releasing today with the event and everything, but then alongside that, we also ended up getting some surprise patch notes late last night to address a handful of things in game. We've also seen some other interesting updates out of game recently, alongside some stealth changes as well. So there's a lot to break down here today. Starting first, I actually want to mention this brief stealth change that was found. So shout out to Gumi here, the shotgun guru for Warzone. If you like shotgun content, he's the man to go to. If that's your playstyle, Gumi is the guy for that. But he did actually notice that with the Season 2 Reloaded update, obviously we had plenty of weapon buffs and weapon nerfs and various patch notes. He pointed out though and found out in game that the Riveter actually caught a stealth nerf to its ball ammo attachment, and it got hit hard and is no longer worth it at all. He did cover it in a full video on his channel. I'll be sure to link that down in the description below if you want to go and check that out. But yes, if you're a big shotgun fan, obviously you probably know that the Riveter has been pretty crazy for close range over the past month or so. It was absolutely melting in any inside of a room engagement, right? And it does seem like it actually caught a decent nerf, and that was not mentioned in the patch notes whatsoever. Why that is, I'm not sure. I feel like we were long past stealth changes, particularly to weapons, because those are pretty easy to test for. But alas, we are not. There was a stealth change with Season 2 Reloaded here with the Riveter in specific. We also got, well, at this point, I feel like it's a pretty obvious confirmation, but it's a confirmation nonetheless that Activision is doing shady things, unfortunately. They're just now forced to say that they're doing those shady things. Obviously, the use of AI generation in this game has been a pretty hot topic since Black Ops 6 dropped, particularly with like loading screens and bundle elements and stuff like that. And Steam, as a platform, actually forces people who sell their games on Steam to disclose if they're using AI in their games. Up until a few days ago, Call of Duty had no such listing. However, now, as Charlie Intel reports here, Activision has now confirmed some in-game content in Call of Duty is AI generated, saying our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets, Activision says, as a part of a required disclosure on Steam. So now if you were to look at the Call of Duty listing for BO6, MW3, MW2, there is this disclosure that says they use AI to help them generate assets in game. Do we fully buy that? I mean, it's probably just an individual thing, right? I will say, if they're using AI to help them create art and things like that, it probably should be checked a little more so we don't have, you know, six-finger zombie Santa Clauses running around, just saying. But now it is official. Yes, they are using AI to help make things in game. Are they going to continue to exploit this to any means possible to save as much money as possible? It's Activision. It's Call of Duty. I'll leave that up to you. Anyways, we also have full patch notes to break down as well, outside of these few other things I wanted to cover initially. So as you can see, we actually have our February 26th update patch notes. We got some for multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. These dropped at like 5-6 o'clock mountain time last night. Really random drop, but I guess it was in preparation for today's update in a sense. And as we do go through all the notes, all the changes and fixes here, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Much love to everyone who does take the time to do so. And if you happen to be new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that every single day. I got you covered with the latest need to know news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. If it's for Call of Duty, it is right here on the channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But as far as these newest update patch notes go, we do have a couple of global updates for the Gunsmith and then some for MP and Zombie. So in the Gunsmith, they did address an issue that could prevent players from making new weapon builds. This has been a super annoying bug for a lot of players where you're trying to create a Gunsmith loadout, or you're trying to create just a basic 5 attachment loadout, but your setups aren't working correctly. You weren't able to just go through and create a new build for it. This whole weapon build system that Black Ops 6 introduced, where it's the global weapon builds and they automatically save no matter what you do, again, is something that sounds really good on paper, but in execution has been very wonky and kind of frustrating to navigate around. Just the custom saved blueprint system from before wasn't broken, and in the classic case of if it's not broke, don't fix it, they tried to, if it's not broke, we'll change it, and it didn't seem to work out for the better. But nonetheless, you should be able to create new weapon builds correctly for now. They also addressed an issue where reticles would appear darker than intended, so it should be easier to see your reticle in various engagements now in situations. For UI updates in MP and Zombie, so just premium Black Ops 6, players on controllers can now vertically scroll through the 10-track challenges via right stick up and down in game, so you can just navigate the menu a little bit easier there. For multiplayer specific updates here in ranked, they unrestricted the recoil springs on the Jackal. So if you want a better recoil class setup in ranked in multiplayer for the Jackal, you can now use that. With UI, addressed an issue where the wrong minimap loading image was being displayed when you load into Grind Ooze, addressed an issue that prevented the Turtle Power banner from displaying in the TMNT mosh pit, and an issue that caused the spy camera UI to remain present longer than intended. They also addressed an issue that could prevent the best play from playing at the end of matches at times, and you guessed it, addressed various stability issues. So something is more stable in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Now for zombies here, they re-enabled the ability to open the East Main Street door from the top of the Yummy Freeze roof. So that's solid there. I saw a lot of positive reception to that. With weapons, they addressed an issue that allowed using dedicated melee weapons while in a downed state. For challenges, they addressed an issue that prevented you from doing the Destruction Special Camo Challenge on the bow staff, and then also the Nibbles Special Camo Challenge on the TR2. For UI, they addressed an issue that could prevent some players from entering the barracks, and then also an issue where some zombies calling cards were only visible in the all section. With graphics, they addressed an issue that prevented some visual effects from loading properly. And for a second time today, we've got various stability issues that have been addressed. So in multiplayer and in zombies, something, they don't detail what, but something is more stable. Now let's jump over to the Warzone patch notes. So here for our Wednesday, February 26th update, we got quite a few bug fixes. They fixed an issue where replacing the custom perk pack that had Mountaineer caused the dropped pack to lose it. So if you've been using Mountaineer for the past couple of days, even though it's severely underwhelming as we've previously discussed, if you died and came back to your body and picked up your perk package again, you wouldn't get Mountaineer back. It just completely disappeared. It was a one-time use only thing. Pretty broken. This might be the most broken perk in terms of it just straight up not working that we've ever seen in COD. It didn't work for the first 5 weeks, and then for the first week that it was actually fixed, it was only a one-time use on your first life. Anyways, they did fix that, so that's good news there. They fixed an issue where squad names and icons appeared white in Plunder instead of displaying the correct squad widget colors. I saw a lot of frustration about that, so good news that's updated as well. An issue where players were unable to open the TAC map during the infill cinematic. An issue that would kick players back to the main menu if they opened the social menu when trying to create a custom loadout. An issue where reticles would appear darker than intended. Then also an issue that prevented players from duplicating, renaming, or creating custom loadouts while in a match. So just a handful of bug fixes here for what was just a straight up update requires restart, little hot fix update, nothing out of the ordinary here. We also though have some new updates now live as of today in game as well. And of course, post edit Zach here. As I was in the midst of editing this video, Raven posted a very interesting announcement. They say you may notice something a little bit different starting today. In preparation for future updates, we will begin intermittently testing 150 players across standard battle royale playlists. So obviously this just affects Urzikstan and nothing else. We'll be closely monitoring player feedback, performance, and overall impact on match flow over the coming weeks. This does not apply to ranked play though. The ranked play player count is staying the same, but in public matches for Urzikstan for battle royale, we will see occasional 150 players in a lobby. I'm really curious to see how this goes. Obviously the servers not great, so adding more players, it's seemingly been a reason behind the changes to the player count in the past. You know, we have 150, it goes for a week, the servers feel atrocious, they dumb it down to 150 and it's like, oh, we're doing this for match flow, but then you start to notice less lag and it's like, okay, probably was server related, right? So curious to see how this goes, but hey, 150 player count is now back in Warzone. Now, as of today, we do have the new TMNT event update live. So when you go over to your TMNT tab, you can now see we've got this premium track ultimately with two different tiers. The premium one, which you have to pay 1,100 COD points for, or $11 essentially. Then you still have to go through and earn XP. So you go 20,000, 50,000, 70, 100, 140, 180, 240, 300, and then 370,000 XP ultimately to complete that. It's the same XP thresholds for the free tier as well. Obviously, you just don't have to pay for any of these rewards. You can go through, earn this XP in any mode, whether you're playing multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, doesn't matter. There is the new skateboard melee available in the free pass. There's also the D13 sector available in the free pass as well. If you want to get the splinter operator, that's only available through the premium pass, and you have to go through and actually complete it. If you were to buy the premium pass, and let's say you don't go through and you don't get 180,000 XP, well, then these other rewards you just don't get. get, even if you bought it. So if you plan on buying the pass, make sure you also plan on playing the game enough to fully complete it so you actually get your money's worth. I don't know why we still have these paid premium event passes. The first one, everyone said, yeah, no, we don't like this, and then they've done it again with this one as well. But this event will be going for the next 2 weeks. Essentially, it'll come to a close in 13 days and 22 hours as of the time of recording this. But of course, the free rewards are the main ones we're focused on here, particularly with the new attachment, the belt-fed magazine being available for all LMGs, and then also, of course, the D13 sector full-on new weapon. So we've got that going on for the next little while as well. But yeah, that said, that is effectively everything that ended up changing in today's new update. Then alongside the surprise patch notes, all the fixes and changes associated with that as well. That's gonna wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it, and of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that on a daily basis you are in the know for everything going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.